feel him inside. He takes my mind beyond this body, fills my heart with his love, takes my prayers as they rise. And wherever I may be on this never-ending sea, I just must be me, one with his ocean of love, one with his ocean. I know what I'm not, I'm learning more what I am. He guides my feet in his dance, I give my songs all to him. I can see his light ahead as his name takes me along. Every path that my feet do tread, one with his ocean of love, one with his ocean. And I know who I am, I know where I'm going. I've come from his light, his golden rays ever flowing, and he sent me from his sea, another wave that I should be, a golden drop within eternity, one with his ocean of love, one with his ocean of love, one with his ocean of love, one with his ocean.
Asatu ma sadgamaya tamasu ma jyotirgamaya mrityur ma amritangamaya aviravir maidhi rudro jatte dakshinang mukham te namang pahi nityam te namang pahi nityam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light and illumination. Lead us from death to immortality, and evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So today our topic is yoga for individual psychological transformation. Yoga for individual psychological transformation. Yoga, we are very much familiar with the term, and yoga has two different meanings. Yoga is union, connection, connecting ourselves with our divine self. This is the relative self, which is a changing self, constantly in flux, ups and downs, suffering and pain. But I want to unite with my another self which is permanent and full of bliss and joy. How to unite with that? But that's called union, yoga. Two things uniting together is called yoga. But there is a step. We are familiar with this yoga, meaning mostly physical side of it. Physical exercises, which is very much known, which is good for our health. This practice of yoga is very important. Physical body is necessary for any action we do. What the question of spiritual practice? Even for material success, for having a good life, we need a physical body, strong body. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, the muscles of iron, nerves of steel. These are the two things necessary. And in that will reside a mind which will be strong like a thunderbolt and soft like a flower. So that is the condition we need for our life's journey to the infinity. So we are all spiritual seekers. We want that unity, that union, which will make us lift our mortal identity into the divine identity. So this union is possible. First, we have to take care of the physical side of it. And this practice of this physical aspect of yoga practice is also handed down through the centuries, which helped the human society to a higher level of consciousness, both in the level of physical transformation as also psychological and spiritual transformation. So for individual development, both sides is to be focused. The physical aspect, weak body, which is always thinking of the body consciousness, bringing the body consciousness back to pain and suffering, cannot lead us to the next step to go beyond mind. So the emphasis has been given, first is necessary the physical side, and a healthy society needs strong people in the society with strong mind, pure mind. And strong mind means not arrogant mind, but strong mind means pure mind. So it has been proven to the modern world that this physical exercises, what yoga can bring tremendous transformation in a personal life of everyone. So have a good health and good nourishment of the body, and it can give some comfort in the physical plane. Yoga centers all over the country. Even we find that after frozen shoulder or any fall down, so you go, most beneficial thing is you go the physiotherapists, you go. What they teach? Physiotherapists, what they teach only in one or a small part of what is yoga practice, what has been developed in the India and other countries to make the body moving in right action, right direction. So it is a very scientific path to keep the body. But we have another dimension of ours which is not ended in physical part, but that is more in the psychological part. And now people have to pay attention more to the mental development and mental transformation. And spirituality is transformation. In the Amrita Bindu Upanishad we find that the Upanishad quote says that mind is called two types of mind. Mano hi dividham praktam. Mind is divided into two segments. One is called Shuddham cha Asuddham evacha, which is pure and impure. Mind has two aspects, pure and impure. All our minds, your mind, my mind, every mind has two aspects of it. And what does it mean by the impure and pure? Ashuddham kama sankalpam. That which is impure mind, it runs after the objects which is momentary, which is fleeting, which does not give us joy of permanent nature. It gives a touch of joy, followed by so much of suffering and darkness, ignorance. That is called the Ashuddha. That mind is impure mind, according to this Upanishad. Upanishad does not understand anything but God, the supreme truth. Upanishad understands you are divine, you are pure. So how to reach that purity? That is the Upanishadic attempt. That's saying your mind in two states. One, it is called the impure mind, Ashuddha, and another aspect of your mind is the pure mind, Shuddha mind. What is Ashuddha mind? Anything that takes us to small, petty things which can give us joy or may not give, but it takes too much of our energy, and ultimate gain is zero, because little joy and so much darkness. And then again you work hard, get a touch of that joy. That's all the sensual joys, which the mind is the master of all the senses. With the help of the mind, that senses go and collect information and mind enjoys it, or mind gets absorbed and gets into delusion or into freedom. So two types of mind. Impure mind is defined here. That mind which takes us to fleeting things and fleeting joys, fleeting achievements, accomplishments. Accomplishment, that's also accomplishment, but it's a fleeting accomplishment which has no permanent value of it. And it brings suffering, depression, and all these consequences come because of this fleeting touch of joy. But we have also another mind, Shuddha, the pure mind. And pure mind is that, he says, Kamo Vivarjitam. It does not desire anything, because you are that. When the mind becomes pure, it does not run for anything of the objective universe. To find joy through the objective universe, they find the joy whatever within. Here is saturated joy, and joy and joy only. And it does not desire anything, only desirelessness. The mind which does not desire, that is the pure mind, and that gives the realization that we don't need anything, we don't need any support from outside. The infinite joy and bliss is within, and it can be tapped here. And that is the purpose of yoga. That's the yoga psychology, psychological transformation. So what is spirituality? It's a transformation, psychological transformation. The mind which was in the state of ignorance and trying to find peace and joy and all what is to be achieved in human life to the fleeting momentary objects of the senses, and finds that no, I don't need it. I have tested enough and I got enough frustration. My mind says no. At the matured experience we say, I have done enough of it, I tried it, it does not work. Then what to do? I don't want anything. If you can say, I don't want anything, you become the king or queen. When we ask for anything, we become beggar. The moment we say, give me, we become beggar. It depends on someone to give me little love, little affection, little smile, a little of the petty things of the world. And how much slavery we have to do. Here is no slavery. I don't want anything. Bas, that's one word. That is called the Kamo Sankalpa Vivarjitam. Amrita Bindu Upanishad declares that. And he also says that, and our cause of our bondage and suffering is here. Mana eva manushyanang karanang bandhamokshayo. Our mind is the cause of our suffering. Mind is the cause of our freedom. And this mind, our own mind, no one gives me freedom. No one gives me suffering. It is my mind, how it absorbs and accepts the external object, that is causing our suffering or freedom. It says, bandhayo vishayasaktam, which is the bandhan, mind which takes us to bondage, which is attached to the objects which is fleeting, which is momentary. And muktam, which mind is free mind, liberated mind, enjoys this total freedom of joy and bliss, that is nirbishayam. It does not go to any small objective universe. It goes to the reality behind. That means it does not go to anything, anywhere, then it comes back. So there is this study has been done from the earlier time in the Upanishadic age, and Patanjali has described it very clearly, the cause of our suffering and how this yoga practice can transform us to the condition of the mind which is bound mind to the liberated mind. To the person who is experiencing bondage and suffering can feel that I am free and liberated. That's why Patanjali yoga is the yoga, actually intended yoga of the so-called yoga practice what we do in modern days in our different yoga schools. But yoga schools has also turning towards the psychological aspect nowadays. In all the places, the people want to learn more of the benefit beyond the physical, what is going to the psychological transformation. But we have to understand spirituality is transformation. Mind, if the mind, impure mind does not get pure mind, it takes time to purify the mind. And purification of the mind is the source of all yoga practice. This is the yoga, what you call the physical exercise you talked about. There is yoga also in another aspect of bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, raja yoga. Raja yoga, out of that it's only one. Physical aspect is the one part of the 8 practices of yoga. Patanjali has suggested, the ancient psychologist, he has given us the guidance how to make our life free from all entanglements and how we can be liberated while here. He gave the idea that the mind is to be freed from all its ripples. They call chitta vritti nirodha. Patanjali expressed that 8 steps of yoga. Patanjali has said. We all know Raja Yoga, most of you have read. Swami Vivekananda translated it. It is Patanjali's yoga. But he says there are 8 steps to make the mind perfectly in absolute place of peace and joy, to enter into the samadhi, the absolute calmness and serenity within. And nirbishaya, where there is no other object, only I am there. That state is achieved by 8 steps. And these 8 steps, Raja Yoga, this physical aspect has been mentioned in that part twice. Keep the body clean, pure, and also do exercise. But most emphasis is given into the transformation of our mental state, mental condition. That mind which goes for sensate object, I see something very beautiful, my eyes will be drawn into that. And I want to have it, okay, I get it, then it will not, after a few days, the beautiful flower I liked, it withers away, it dries away. No? You bring a beautiful house, after a few years, its paints become pale, and your pipe leaks and this and that, then it becomes a burden, which was good. So whatever, if we experience all the senses, sensate experiences wherever we go, it is the fact. So this says that can you stop these ripples of the mind? Mind is always rippled. Mind is rippled means it is like a lake. Any sensate object, anything comes to my eyes, it is like throwing a stone into the lake. When you throw a stone in the lake, it immediately has a ripple, no? And you see how the water splashes in one way as you throw the stone. It's which way you will throw. Accordingly it changes. But the stone that experience may be immediate joy or suffering, but the stone that experience goes into subconscious, drops down, the stone goes into the bottom of the lake. It stays there. So it happens that everything I am seeing, everything I am hearing, through the five senses, smelling, tasting, touching, all the experiences. There are flickering experiences, one from this seeing, another coming from sound, another from the touch, another from the taste. These are all coming, it is creating instant reaction in my mind that gives joy or even maybe suffering. Both it can be. One experience may be very peaceful, another may be very disturbing. One experience may be very joyful, another may be very bitter. But this joy also goes away, instantly the water becomes calm again, and the memory goes down, that's in the memory stick. In the computer, everything you check, no? You have touched anything, someone can find out what you have seen. All the records, even one split second, you touched something, it is there. So here also, God has created this computer much earlier. So in the mind lake, this thing is happening. Anything we see, it has two effects. One, the instant effect, and it remains as a permanent effect underground. If you can stir it again, it comes up. I forgot one incident I have seen, and you remind me. No, it happened, I was present, and you were there, and this happened there. And then I now recall. You recall from where? From your own stock. Old sanskaras. So every time we are seeing, hearing, listening, touching, tasting, all these experiences which goes to the senses, it has this instant reaction, and mind is always always in the flux. That's why, and we thinking, mind goes so much fast, thinking one thought to another thought, another thought to another thought. It is endless thought. And as a result, we do not know our own divine glory, because suppose they give the example of a full moon night, where the beauty of the moon, full moon, you want to see reflected in the lake. But someone is always throwing stone from this end, that end, that end. Our condition is like that. I want to see the full moon in us, the light, bright, the beautiful light, the bright, brilliant, soothing, peaceful, joyful experience of joy, of moon's joy, light of joy. But it does not give us, allow us. Always throwing stone, always throwing. Even you are thinking something, see, you are bringing one thought. That thought is creating another impression. And it's disturbing. That's why you say, one person, we do meditation. What we do? Meditation? We try to meditate, but diverse thoughts are one after another is making ripple in my mind. No? I am not thinking of God, but it is thinking of one thought to the another thought, another thought, another thought. Limitless, endless thoughts are always bumping on my heart. So this is the condition we are. It is the disturbed mind, and it does not allow us to see the full nature of our divine self, which can be reflected there in our heart. That's called darshan. When you say God vision is nothing. When the mind becomes very pure, no other ripple, the inner light shines forth, and you see the glow of that light reflected. And when you get much absorbed, then forget that you are witnessing, there is a reflection, all forgotten, it becomes nirvikalpa. So it is the whole process of yoga, this is the union. Union means it is not that something which is not in you, but you are separated from that. Here is that infinite source of joy in all of us, but we are not connected there, we are disconnected. And not only disconnected, we are digressed. Our attention is all in the ephemeral things and momentary things, and every split second it is going on and on and on. So, mind has several, Patanjali suggested that our mind have different conditions. They have analyzed that 5 conditions of our mind. We have just now classified mind in 2 characteristics. One is called pure, another is called impure. And now in the impure state, they have classified 5 states. You can say 4 states. 5 states or 4 states. What are the 4 states? It's called kshipta. Kshipta means it is a, what do you call, mad, like a mad monkey. It's jumping. It cannot stay, it cannot stop 1 second. If it asks to stop, it jumps. And it has been beaten by the scorpion. Scorpion is the worldly thoughts. One thought, and the mind jumps again. Another thought again jumps. And then some little wine or liquor has been given in the mouth. And now the condition of the mind is called the kshipta mind. That mind is so restless, it cannot stop a moment. And actually, this type of mind is not congenial for yoga. They say this is unfit. They should not have to try anything for meditation. Those mind is so much disturbed every moment, jumping and fighting and lumping, and one to the other, split second going on. It's called the kshipta mind. A mad monkey, then beaten with the scorpion, plus put some alcohol. So 3 conditions has made the mind such a terrible condition. It's called the one condition of mind, kshipta mind. We are not that. But there is a mind. Patanjali have found out, analyzing the human psychology. He's called the greatest psychologist of the world till now, unbeaten. And he has analyzed that there is one state of mind. This mind is, forget about them. And this meditation is not the path for them. So they are out. Then another state of mind is better mind. What is that? Vikshipta. It's called mudha. Mudha means dull. It is dull. It does not accept anything. It is like a rock. You give any thought, it does not take anything. It is non-reactionary. That is also unfit for spiritual life. That mind needs long time to get it active, and then more active to less active, like that. It takes a long time. That is transformation. That we are talking about the transformation. So the mind should be transformed. A person's transformation depends on the transformation of the mind of the person. The mind going to temple is good, going to churches are good, listening to hymns and singing songs and the music and all noble things are good. But unless mind transforms, there is no growth in spiritual life. So here he says that mind which is dull, insensate, it does not catch any idea, give you any noble idea, it does not have any effect. It is just like a rock. You throw something, it rebounds. And another mind is so busy, so jumpy and mad, monkey-like, that has no hope. Then the third one is called, occasionally the mind becomes little settled and occasionally it jumps. It is our condition. We see sometimes mind is cooperating, it is very little peaceful with much effort, and sometimes it does not listen to us. It goes on in its own track. So this is the third state called vikshipta. This state of mind is the state who can struggle to transform into the higher mood. So that means the mudha mind, that's totally, who is rippled every second in the lake of the mind, that mind is not fit for God realization. Dull mind is not fit for God realization. That mind which occasionally feels calmness and serenity, and occasional it is disturbed, so that mind can make an effort to calm down the mind more and more and more and more, so that the disturbance side will be reduced and calmness side will increase. That's the transformation. And then comes the higher state. By this long practice, mind become ekagra, one-pointed. Mind then become fixated in one, thinking of the divine self here or my chosen ideal. Mind will be focused here. And as much focus, that much concentration will deepen and deepen, and that much joy it will be able to. That example is Sri Ramakrishna gave. They flies, or they say bees, they are searching for honey. So they run and flutter their wings, disturb, but goes and sits on a flower. And then when he finds some honey is available, and it pokes his mouth and then goes there, fluttering gradually reduces, and he gets into the sucking point, total disturbance is stopped. He's just absorbed in sucking the honey. That is the one-pointedness of the mind comes. Swami Vivekananda said, this mind we need. For any success in life, one-pointed mind, it's called the eko-agra mind, is necessary. And this transformation should come in all. Scientists, when they get absorbed in their scientific inquiry or into the lab, they forget about time, they forget about their other responsibilities. Some writers who get absorbed, and painter or an artist get absorbed into his artwork. Totally, sometimes the time, because their mind is one-pointed into that object. So if we put God in that space, then it is much called spiritual life. So ekagra mind is a greater position of the mind, transformed mind. Mind has come to a long way from disturbed mind, totally disturbed mind, to dull mind, and dull mind then disturbed as also concentrated, as also sometimes calm and serene, sometimes not. There we start our spiritual journey, and then it moves to one-pointedness of the mind, and then one-pointed mind, when it becomes much concentrated and focused and continues for some time, it takes us to that state which is called samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi. So these are the state. Otherwise, what happens with the other time? My mind always takes the shape of the ripple of my lake, mind lake. Whatever thought I am bringing, that type of ripple comes in my mind, and I get engrossed into that. So my mind is always like that disturbed mind. So we have to practice this in such a way that this rippled mind, disturbed mind becomes calm and calm. As much calmness comes, so much the moon's reflection falls into the water. You can see the serene light, and the beauty of that moon can be felt in the heart. That's why it is called meditate in the heart. Your meditation is in the mind. Meditation is all concerned about mind. So this is the truth which is behind us. So practice is to be done in such a way that the ripples are lessen and lessen and lessen, and the surface becomes smooth and clear, and the reflection of the divine which is within will be reflected more and more and manifest. And when it becomes one-pointed, that's the development, and one-pointed, deeper one-pointed state will lead us to the state of samadhi, which is beyond our present understanding. That means it's such a joyful place. Ramakrishna used to go to this samadhi now and then. We can only see through his life that what type of mind is that. His mind is ekagra, one-pointed. He is going to see even material things of the world will bring different meaning to that person. He is going to watch in the, what you call in the zoo, and he saw the lion. With seeing the lion, or his mind went on to Mother Durga, because Mother Durga stands on the lion is the carrier, and then Mother Durga, the Divine Mother, and mind shoots up and he goes into Samadhi. That means his mind is so concentrated, any information come from the sensitive universe can lift him into the consciousness of the Divine. So that is the transformed condition of the mind, which is the goal of our life. So here, this vritti, these ripples, which causes our disturbance in the mind, is maybe it can bring joy, or it can bring suffering also. But we don't want joy or suffering, we want the bliss. Joy and suffering, joy comes, joy goes away. Suffering comes, suffering goes away. We don't want both. We want that which is beyond, where there is no joy, no suffering, there is no holy love, and all the opposites are gone. Opposites are all dissolved. So what remains, that is the ultimate truth remains. So how to do that? That says, Patanjali suggests that you have to practice something. Abhyaso. Abhyaso vairagabhyam. Two methods of cooling down the mind, not being agitated with the sensate experiences, is a practice. What practice? Practice is that this is momentary. That experience which is coming, it is momentary, and it does not give me our expected result of freedom or of my joy, what I expect, the bliss I expect. Therefore, and all the objects are momentary, temporary, and it comes, it goes, it dies. So that experience cannot give me that perfection. Therefore, it is drishta, what you see, what is the sensate experience, what we see through the other senses, all the five senses, all the experiences which we gather. One must have to understand these are all momentary impulses. When we understand this practice again and again, whenever we are involved into it, the mind should find out this understanding that it is not permanent and it cannot give me joy, drishta. And even we hear about going to heaven. We saw that after death, people go to heaven. Even heaven is a temporary thing. It may be carrying much longer joy than here, but it has an end. So I am not interested in that. So drishto anusravika vishaya, all these objects which we hear and what we see, hear about after death, and here we see while in the mortal frame, both are impermanent. Therefore, I am not interested. I want that which is my real nature and where I will stay all the time in my divine glory. So that's why it is this taste, one should feel distaste for these objects. Guna vaitrishnam, the whole world made of the three gunas, I was talking yesterday also. The three gunas, sattvika, rajasika and tamasika. These three gunas, the whole world is made of these three qualities. And these three qualities, either it will bring dullness or activity or serene mood, but this is also a limitation. So we want to go beyond the three gunas, three qualities, and that is the unchanging, real, divine nature which is called Satchidananda Brahman. So this is to be practiced again and again, that this everything which we see, feel, hear, experience in this life or afterlife, these are all impermanent. And I can try them, I have tried enough, I feel disgust for them. Trishna means no Trishna, Trishna means thirst, no thirst for all these things anymore. So that transformation will come by regularly practicing this analysis and focusing the mind on that Purusha, that consciousness which is within. That's why it's called put your mind into the consciousness within and withdraw your mind from the distracted thoughts. And then what will happen? What is within, the divine within, it will reveal its own glory by its own way. So this is the practice, and this practice idea is given in every spiritual text. In the Patanjali says, Abhyaso, your mind has always rippled, you practice and practice. Don't get disturbed. Mind will bring information, eyes will bring information. Mind will say, okay, that's okay, let me wait and see. So the mind instantly will not react. And that reaction will be lessen and lessen and lessen. And what will happen? Then the more and more calmness and serenity will come on the surface of the lake of mind. And then when the surface of the lake is calm, the brightness and brilliance of the inner light will shoot forth. And that, how to do? Now concentrate on one object. Bring the mind into one object. Instead of distracted thoughts, bring into one object. That's why even that is a sadhana, spiritual practice, to see God everywhere. It is all God playing. If that idea is brought, all my action is dedicated to God. All the ripple, any thought is coming, we can connect with God. Then what will happen? Mind will gradually see that one-pointedness, thinking of God is the central point of all our experiences. And this experience continues more and more and more. The one-pointedness then will be deeper, and that will reveal the inner truth. One-pointed mind is a very powerful mind. Swami Vivekananda said that the mind has the power to reveal. The concentrated mind has the power to bring out the secrets of the world. The whole world is ready to open its secret to a concentrated mind, to a powerful mind, like a flashlight. When it is all not focused, we don't see when it is focused, we can see exactly what is the object there. If it is focused in the right, and I put it and you want to see what is here, I can see that. What is here, I can turn it and see it. The mind being trained to be one-pointed, if that happens, then wherever we put our mind, the world brings out its secrets. That's why all the scientific discoveries, it first came into the mind. Intuitive knowledge, we call intuitive knowledge. How it comes into intuitive knowledge? Their mind is so focused. Everyone saw the apple falling. But Isaac Newton saw it, and he saw it differently than others. There's a concentrated mind. It took some experience in the mind first, and then it was experimented outside. So this point is that what is here, everything is here, only expression comes later. So therefore, our spiritual life should be focused to practice this two things. Abhyasa, repeatedly practice, bring the distracted mind into one focus again and again and again, and hold the mind there for some time, and hold for longer time, then it will be meditation, and hold that mind for a longer meditation, it will lead to samadhi, where is total absorption, and absorption to our own self, who we are, we get merged into that consciousness. So this is the transformation, and we should have to pay attention in our spiritual life that are we going in that direction? Are we transforming ourselves? And if not, are we in the state with the three states we have said? Are we in the state of this disturbed monkey state? Or I am in a dull state? Or I am improving in such a way the divinity is manifesting to me by control of the mind. If the mind is controlled, his person is controlled. A reckless mind does not know what he is doing. His actions depend on the mind condition of the mind. A good person even, when he is not careful about the whole activity of the mind, he says something which is really, he repents afterwards. Why did I say that? No? I could have restrained myself. There is no control over the mind. Whatever comes and just comes. I am very truthful. I am truthful. Whoever asked you to be truthful? Unnecessarily. If it is not necessary. You keep you within yourself and your truthfulness creating trouble for others. So that is the point. It is a question of control of the mind. I should master my mind. I am the man. And that transformation will bring the joy within. So yogis, they have controlled their mind. You see how joyful are they. In the utmost condition of the health condition, they don't care for the health condition. Swami Turiyananda with the carbuncle, you know that story. So he is not attached to that because he said, I can take out the mind from there and put in God. Mind is in the body. So body's pain you can feel, but mind can be taken out and put it here. It will stay there. So like an object in the hand, you can take care of your mind and improve the mental condition. And that mental condition, improvement of that condition will make one spiritual personality. And that spiritual personality will be able to enjoy absolute bliss. When it will come? Detachment. Everything will happen in life. Let it come, experience, detach. Okay. You do your thing, have the thing, got it or not got it, drive your effort and then detach. Whenever we can detach, freedom comes to us. From anything. When we are seeking for it, when we are holding on it, suffering is inevitable. Anything you give up, once you say, give up. Okay, suppose, good example, a cat. You have a very nice, sweet cat, and but his or her health is so bad that you cannot keep anymore, no? But you want to protect, you want to keep, and go to doctor, treat, and this and that, and you feel every day suffering, and that cat is also suffering. One day you say, no, let go. He should not suffer like that. You say, let go. Is a freedom for that animal, as also your heart will say, okay, it is a natural thing of life. Why am I holding on to it? Why it's causing more pain? It causes more pain, but we are not capable of letting go. So that is called the vairagya, detachment. It is not saying that we will not have anything in life, we will have everything in life, but only to detach. And mind should be focused in something and then to cool the surface of the mind always. That attempt should be there. Therefore, you have to practice dhyanam, meditation. And dhyanam is what? Patanjali says, tatra prati ekotanata. Tatra means towards that. Towards that means that reality which you are seeking, which is within us, God, love, God. Mind should flow uninterruptedly. Like you pour oil from one container to the other container. You see, it is a flow of oil, no? One drop, another drop. There is no gap. But when it gap, it is no meditation. Our meditation is no meditation because it does not one thought of God, another thought of God. There is a vast gap in between. After half an hour of meditation, we all did all the marketing and friendship and all this talking with friends and everyone. And suddenly I say, I was meditating. Okay, let me think of God. And one drop. And then again another gap of another 10 minutes gone. And I was moving in Boston and walking and talking to somebody. And then I came, I have to do another drop. So this is the gap. When this gap will be close and close and close and close and close, one drop, next drop is also God, next drop also God, next drop also God, then what will happen? Then it will be dhyanam, uninterrupted flow of thought in one object, specific object. You may be, God may be with form, God may be without form, it may be only symbolic expression of some nature. Whatever you focus, that thought should be uninterrupted flow. If it goes, then you know that your spiritual growth is happening and that transformation is happening. And that is the yoga, purpose of yoga is to understand that this union with my real nature is happening more and more and more. How I see? As I move this side, I am off from that side. If I am here, so I am not in Hollywood. So if I am going towards Hollywood, then I am off from Santa Barbara. So our mind, where it dwells in this world of suffering and pain, when it withdraws from that direction and moves toward the direction of internal joy and peace, what happens? This all get behind and you move towards that. So it is a positive impact of life happens and transformation happens, and that's why when we go to the holy people, when like Christ, Buddhas, even their sayings gives us so much peace, because they have experienced that they established themselves in that undying eternal bliss within. And what they did, look at everyone's life. They went into solitude, they are meditating sometime, they are not interested in worldly achievement, name, fame, power, position, they are all the achievements, accomplishments. They are not interested in going to heaven or anything, they only interested in God and God intoxication. And they become saints, they become avatars, they become all these things. So we are also potential saints. We are all potential saints. Only we will have to follow this process of mental transformation. Going to whatever we do, our mind should be more transformed and more deep going in internally, so that our life becomes really who we are. We can feel that we are born to understand our divine nature, and this opportunity is given by God through so many ways, but only mind is the problem, but mind is also a friend. Mind is also a friend, mind may be also an enemy. Whose mind is friend? Who helps me to go towards this eternal life? And another mind tells me, no, why are you bothering about that? Be here, enjoy life, sing, dance, eat. What is there after life? Don't bother about that. If suffering comes, okay, ignore that. Like that, that's the Charvak philosophy. Charvak philosophy says, this world is everything, stay on this life and eat, even use the credit card and have loan, that matters little, declare bankruptcy, that also okay, but enjoy, that's all. What is there after life? After life, there is no guarantee that you have a life again. We see the body is being burned. Then why are you expecting such things in afterlife? Don't worry about it. But that does not satisfy us. We know that there is reality and we can achieve. And that transformation should come every day, inch by inch. It is spiritual life. It's called, it does not happen in one moment. Yeah, of course, revelation may come in one moment. But the transformation should be happening every day, every day. Every day we do meditation, every day do we repeat the holy name of the Lord. It purifies the mind. Clean, little. At the clouded sky, if the cloud become thinner and thinner, inner light will come more and more. That is the progress. And the inner all the cloud gone, it will be shining sun. It is already there, but I cannot see it now. Here also is there, I cannot see it now. But we can proceed towards that and transform ourselves by our changing our mental attitude. Transforming ourselves in this way will lead us to eternal joy. Thank you all.
From the one has come the many, in the many shines the one. Of all the forms there are not any that have not come from the one. one, smaller than the smallest, greater than the greatest, the light beyond all darkness, the love within our hearts. In the stillness of the mountains, in vast skies of brilliant blues, in ancient worlds and modern cities, that wondrous light of lights shines through. Brighter than the brightest, higher than the highest, deeper than the deepest, the love within our hearts. Across this world are many people, so many creatures great and small. We are all children of the Mother. She is the one who made us all. Beauty of all beauty, yet beyond both time and space, still dwelling in each moment, bestowing on us her grace. From the one has come the many, in the many shines the one. Of all the forms there are not any that have not come from the one, smaller than the smallest, greater than the greatest, the light beyond all darkness, the love within our hearts, the light beyond all darkness, the love within our hearts.
So to next Sunday, Swami Sarvadevananda will be speaking. We do not know the topic yet, but we will know it later on. And any other announcement?
Maharaj's puja on Friday.
Friday. This Friday, Maharaj Swami Brahmananda Maharaj Puja, worship will be performed. So Maharaj was the president, first president of our order, a spiritual dynamo, and Swami Prabhupada was, Maharaj was his disciple, and this center is run by Maharaj, we believe. At the background, he is the guide behind our organization, and that's a spiritual organization, and it is only, he was totally absorbed in the spiritual wisdom which we are talking about, day and night absorbed in that consciousness. Read the book, Eternal Companion, it will give you a new light about spiritual growth, and he is inspiring here. Days are going away, why are you sitting? Utilize your time, realize God first. So how to do? This is the what Maharaj gives more practical examples which we can follow every day. So next Friday is Maharaj's puja here, and Sunday will be lecture by Swami Sarvadevananda. And today, after this, we will have some question answer. If you have anything, you can come back after greeting, and we can sit and chit chat, or question, or meditate. We end here today. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
So from the language of the Upanishads, I guess we talk about the small self being our ego self, and the big self being our divine self. But as from the beginning of our perspective, we see 100% our small self, even though God is 100% at the same time beneath us. We're seeing 100% imposed small self. In my mind, it seems like we should be describing that small self first as the big self, because to our ego, that's all wrapped up in all of these things versus the divine part of us that we don't know yet. It looks like 100% is this ego mess, and then more and more it starts to seem like maybe there is 1% that is that divine spark, or something that we could bring out here and there every once in a while if we're not tripping over our own feet. Is that why Christ said he is the narrow gate to enter through him? Is it because someone of so much compassion would know we are at the very beginning of our journey? We won't see him as a big self. We won't be able to understand our true self as a big self. To us, it will look like something tiny, and what is our wrong ego self will look like something huge.
So the same thing, ego, self, what we are talking, that ego, I, mind is the synonym of ego. Mind and ego are synonym. Chitta, we talked about today, there we refer to mind only, but mind means all the four faculties of mind. Determinative faculty, the unsettled mind, undecided aspect of the intellect, no? Your ego, your memory, all are included in one package called man or chitta. So chitta is separated itself from the identity, what is really we are. That because chitta is now rippled, as we studied today, it is always rippled with the objective universe, one after another coming and bumping on my mind or my intellect or my ego or my memory, and creating impulses one after another experiences. And that's why we are separated. But if the vritti, say if the ocean becomes calm, then all the ripples who are fighting with each other, all this clash, it stops at a moment. That stops in a state of samadhi, we call. And that is that lower self you are talking and higher self, they are always connected. That Seta Upanishad says the upper bird, lower bird, that story, they are always connected together. Samanam, they are equal, they are in the same tree and on the different branches only, always there, and that lower bird is nothing but a reflection of the upper bird. The Upanishad says the upper bird, his reflection is shown like the lower bird, but there is no lower bird at all. And as we are talking about progression, if the lower bird then tries to meet his own self, he moves closer, hopping. And when it goes to very close, you see that there is no reflected self at all. Only one is there, was there, will be there. But during this confusion, when we are now, we see dual. But we are even now at this moment we are connected. Really we are one with that. But we are feeling that we are disconnected. That to remove that's the we call abhyasa, practice. Not the trifling thing you are, but you are the divine. Not the trifling sensation, what you see, feel, experience. That's not. You are something beyond. That's the impure mind, pure mind. The Upanishad said that way. The impure mind is always creating that distinction that I am separate, I am weak, I am sad, I am unhappy, I am this. No? And no, there is no separation. But this is the mind, impure mind is showing this, which is attached to the objects of the experiences of the senses. If I am attached to anything, then I am stuck there. That's why it is this, they are clearly saying Vishaya Asakta. Asakta means attached. In Vishaya means the sensate objectives of sensate experiences. So there is no reality of it. It comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. It is like in a white screen, when the projection of a film is projected, the scene after scene comes and goes. It has no connection with the screen, which has nothing to do with it. It is only there. It is all the time there. And on that white screen, all these diverse crying, smiling, blessing, killing, fire, storm, everything is happening. But it is appearing. So how to detach from that, that is called spiritual life. That is the progress. Our mind is creating this illusion. So we have to work on that mind. That's why whole spiritual life is mind, nothing else. I am now, you are now connected with that. But only we have no awareness.
Could I ask a follow-up for clarification? I think as I was describing it, as I was thinking of it wrongly, like my ego and God's ego being on a slider bar that is full up 100% with my ego and there's no room for God's ego, and I was thinking of it like I need to pull back on this and to 99% my ego and give God's ego 1%, but that it's more like you're saying God's ego is 100% all the time, and I've put my ego 100% on top of that.
Yeah.
I don't need to take away 1% for God to have 1%.
Yeah, because
if I take away 1%, God has 100%.
Yeah, but it is, this percentage is created by my mind. The mind is, suppose we don't have any distinction when you go to deep sleep. You don't understand anything, but that is the ignorant state. But when suppose you go to the deep sleep state with waking mind, mind calm, serene, not reacting with anything, seeing the light beyond the glass case. And our sleep is like we go and we go to hit the wall. We don't see anything, it is not, it's a solid block. We don't see anything, and because of not seeing anything and mind is not disturbed, so that is the peaceful state. It proves that chitta, what Patanjali says, when it stops its ripples, which is due every day during our sleep state. Every night when you go to sleep, your mind does not, dream is over. It is not dreaming that time. So mind is no more jumping in any thought, anything. And as soon as you go, that's a sleep. We go to sleep. And we say, I do not know. Where is that? What is there? It's hit the wall, solid wall. And when he hit the wall, then what happens? Your mind is calm and you feel joy. Everyone feels joy, that's why you need deep sleep. So, but suppose it is the glass case. You hit there and see the glass, solid glass, but separating, but you feel that is called the joy of meditation. And if that glass barrier is also broken, then it's what? You are that. So our whole spiritual life is only rotating around, not to make the mind ripple like that. One thought. Each ripple is one thought after another thought. And our mind is capable of doing thousands of thoughts in split 1 minute. What is the psychological analysis? People talk about that, how many thoughts we think per minute. That's why calm people can do much work. Disturbed mind people can do very little. All depending on the mind. The whole world is shown by mind. The same place, 20 people are standing. Someone is ever cheerful, joyful. Same place. Another is totally depressed, totally suffered. What? Suppose we are here all together. Someone is maybe cheerful, fully inside. Someone is gloomy. What is that? What makes this difference between all these expressions? Mind, mind, mind. That's why it is said, मन तुम्हें आनंदे थाको. Deho jane, dukkho jane. You see, that is the quote Swami Turiyananda used to say. Oh my mind, the pain in the body, let the pain know and your mind know. Pain and mind, they are connected. Here is a pain, your mind is connected, then you feel the pain, no? Otherwise when the doctors do the operation, pain is there in the body, you don't feel anything because mind is not connected there. When the mind is connected, you feel the pain. The body was in pain, much severe pain when they are just dissecting the body and taking the ribs out to bring out the heart and then cutting this and putting pipe here and there, like physical thing. What a tremendous pain the body is undergoing. But you don't know anything of the pain because your mind was made disconnected. And when you feel, just you come back, oh anesthesia, he is out of anesthesia, that's why his pain, give some morphine and other medicine. Little doses of, see, you are making the mind still dull. But yogis can do that mind dull by that way. Thinking of the mind in a lofty level, the mind disconnects with the body. It happens when someone is cooking unmindfully, the hand gets burned, but does not understand that moment. When he comes back to his own thought, oh, why it is burning here? Already it is burned maybe 5 seconds before, 10 seconds before. But he or she was not aware because mind was not connected there. Mind, mind, mind. Everything, spiritual life is mind. That's why mind control, mind mastery of the mind, or purification of the mind, whatever language we use, these are the only things. That's why you keep the mind in cheerfulness always. That is a sign of spirituality and joy. Why to be morose? Okay, let it be, it will pass. Keep the mind always joyful, cheerful. Sing a song. Do something which you feel more internally joyful. So keep the mind cheerful. Everything will be okay. In the utmost distressed condition, a person with a cheerful mind can face the challenges much easily. And when the mind is disturbed, with a little something, not important at all, that can flare up your mind. That's why we say, you told me that way, how can you say that? In a good mood you have taken it very easily. In a bad mood you become angry. You become upset. So it is all mind. That's why train your mind, train your mind. You master your mind. You are the master of your mind. You can do that. We can do that. That's why Swami Brahmananda Maharaj's birthday is coming, Swami Raja Maharaj. He used to always say, practice, practice, practice. Practice. Try to practice every day so that the mind does not get so much reactionary with the tidbit petty things. Hold on to God, hold on to, he's talking about God as a straightforward statement. You can think whatever way.
the 8 limbs of yoga. So you have yamas, niyamas, the relationship you have with yourself, the relationship you have with others, and the third one is asana.
Asana is the yoga
Yoga, yeah.
which
So,
focuses
hatha
on the physical transformation.
Right.
And then comes the internal practice, which is the
Pranayama,
pratyahara, dharana, pranayama.
pratyahara.
Those are called the internal practices, and that falls in the mental level mostly.
Pardon me?
Those are the mental level. First, up to asana is the physical aspect. And then go pranayama and pratyahara and others. They are the internal practice dealing with the mind.
So, yeah. And concentration, and then meditation and samadhi. Okay. In this form of
Please
in
go close.
in like Siddha yoga, they also have hatha yoga that they do, and Kundalini yoga, they have hatha yoga. That's using the Kundalini not only for the body, but is for the nervous system and brightness, aliveness. And so in Vedanta, in this particular Vedanta, do you have a yoga practice? Does Vedanta promote a yoga practice, a hatha yoga, asana practice? Do they?
Yeah, we emphasize to do yoga. Hatha yoga is important, but hatha yoga is not the end of it.
No, but do you have a hatha yoga?
Yeah, we do everyday practice. We are in our physical exercise, we do.
You do?
It may be yoga, not the yogic way actually. You may do asanas. This kurmasana, this asana, that. Individually, everyone does something. Maybe even you go to the physical gym, that's a asana. In another way, they not technically yogasana, but you go to gym, do other exercises. That's taking care of the body and making it fit in a broader perspective is called asana.
Yeah, but I go to the gym.
So you wanted to know that whether I do yoga practice or
Not
not.
personally, I want to know if Vedanta incorporates a yoga practice.
Yeah, but who does not, it is personal, but should do.
It's not.
One should do to keep the body fit, otherwise they cannot sit long.
Right.
It is helpful.
Is it something? Is it something that you do on your
It
own?
is choice. It is your choice.
But it's not part of the practice.
Not part of every. But we expect that some way or other everyone does something to keep the body fit.
Yep. Personally, I've done a lot of yoga, and I've also gone to the gym.
Yeah.
And the gym, although all those machines are props, but it's nothing. It doesn't really work on your nervous system where hatha yoga works on your nervous system.
Yeah.
But the gym, or even it doesn't work on your nervous system the way that hatha yoga does.
Yeah, you are right.
And it doesn't work on the Kundalini yoga part of it either, where you have the circulation of energy, your chakras are open. The gym does not do that. And it's a completely different system because it's not competitive. There's no Olympics of hatha yoga. It's not competitive, it's an internal thing. And in order for one to be able to do it, they have to be taught.
Yeah. You got to learn those and to practice those practices. Yeah. Yeah, it helps the Indian system of yoga. Actually, it suits the body and mind parallelly. When you take care, suppose you are doing some exercise, you are so mindful how you are breathing, how you are bending, how you are twisting yourself, which direction you are going. Everything mindfulness is connected with that. Mind is getting trained, concentrated, soft. So it is well-tested path for thousands of years. The yogis have settled on those. And they keep the body in a good condition. Long, the longevity of so life also comes. Nervous system soothes. That's okay. Okay, so we can. That's it.
I have so many thoughts about how to be in my higher consciousness, but it doesn't necessarily focus for me on a practice related to meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I should develop that practice, that discipline, more than I have. I don't know what but I think there's also many other activities that I associate with the connection to my higher self.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk about joyfulness, for example, someone asked me yesterday, we were meeting them for supper, and the first thing she said, how is everything going with you? And then she questioned herself. She said, I don't think sometimes when I ask that, it's not really appropriate to ask that about someone. And it reminded me that I was very happy to be in this social setting, and I was having a lot of agitated thinking before, but as soon as she asked me that, I said, right now, I am so happy to be connected to you, and you're asking me that. In fact, I feel just terrific, and it doesn't matter that it's not about how my day is going. It's going really good at this moment, I realized.
Good.
All of the agitation that I was walking around with, the difficulties, little arguments, and all the stuff, disappeared because of a connection with someone else, and how easy it was. It just made other things disappear, and I was connected to something higher, and to another human being, and to there from heart to heart. So
Yes,
I get so much from hearing you talk today.
We have to learn to ignore certain things and pay less emphasis on those things which does not bring peace in your mind, which really disturb something. Can just avoid them. Ignore something. Patanjali's suggestion to keep the mind in your tranquil condition, or to cheerfulness and joyfulness. If there is something comes, there are few methodologies he has described. One of the method is to just, if it does not corroborate with my feeling, rather it disturbs my inner peace, just ignore, avoid. Not showing disrespect outside, but mentally, okay, I don't take it. I don't gather it. So we sometimes give ourselves to others, our own joy, freedom, to someone saying something. Let him say or let her say, what is there in it? Let me be enjoy. I need not have to buy everything from everyone. I am a free soul. So we have to assert ourselves. Assert ourselves. Yes, there will be this situation. Probably it is a test. God is testing. Hey, how much you got success, how much success you have today. Even someone is trying to disturb the peace. Okay, smile at him. Okay, thank you. and do your own business. And not to convince anyone, then it is not necessary. We should not take the responsibility to convince others. Rather, we should be responsible for ourselves. Many times we ignore our own needs. Our fundamental need of peace and joy. I need peace and joy myself. I should give the priority, not selfish. I am not taking be selfish. But it is more emphasis should be to keep my inner peace. I should have to ignore something. Just say no to the mind. Don't take it seriously. So, be in yourself. And you are happy, that's all. God is all love. God is all joy. Where there is a spark of joy, you know you are close to God.
Yes.
And how that joy can be prolonged joy. That joy should be prolonged, extended. And that joy will be everywhere. Everywhere. Everything I see, everything I hear, good or bad, it's an sensation. No. All these are sensations. Seeing something is a sensation, hearing something is sensation, all this eating something is a sensation. It's that sensation, I am that sensation. Cause of that is my inner self, consciousness. I am that conscious entity, which allows this sensation to be felt. Why I go to the object? Let us go to the subject. Because I am there, that's why the sensation. A table has no sensation, but I have sensation. If someone talks me, I know. It has a sensation, I feel it. And I took it. It does not have any reaction because mind is dead here or developed, not developed. In us, mind is developed. So I should have to keep my own connection with the inner life. As much as you are close, so much joy. And as much as you are outside, that much suffering. But we should have to live in the world and be with everyone and say, okay, and keep yourself in your own dignity. Okay. Ajay, give it to her. Take this.
Sometimes we find, well, I do at the moment, and I'm having to be with God.
A little louder.
I feel like I'm being attacked in a situation, and I'm going to lose in a lawsuit, and an injustice will be gravely done. And in the process, I'm connecting with God more. So this is very good, but I feel crushed.
Yeah.
Is that my ego? I feel like my being is...
Yeah. That's why you have to see what part of me is getting crushed.
My existence.
No,
My soul.
my existence means physical.
Absolutely.
But physical thing, I'll try. How can I survive more clearly? But internally, I'll be in joy. No one can touch there. I have two identity. One is my internal personality. Another is my external one. External one, someone can hit me. I'll feel the pain. I'll stop so that one cannot do that harm to me. And internally, I'm always cheerful because I am the child of God. I am the spirit behind. And that is all bliss is inside. But these are the external. I will have to take measure when some external difficulties come. Health problem comes, we go to doctor. Some person taking some advantage of me, go to police.
They didn't help at all.
Go to court. You know yourself how to protect, how to protect yourself. That much is external. But after external protection on things what we are trying to take, after that what happens, accept it.
I can't.
We'll have that is what is the other way?
A satellite of the Attorney General, the District Attorney General, sided with a police report saying there is no witness, and I have a 3-page witness statement. And then she tried to arrest me before a small claims hearing, and there was a Bible next to my former landlady's front door, and she just ousted me out of her little nest, and terrible things happened after that. I think God wanted me to come back to the center and just ignore this, what you're talking about, and stay in bliss. But I struggle
Yeah.
finding the bliss inside. I feel it somewhat, and I just want to stay with it. Is there a way to cultivate that?
And you feel that you are always connected. There is some divine power behind you, behind all of us. In utter frustration, in utter exceeding joy, know for sure that the higher power is behind all of us.
I think I need the gentleman on the right here to be with that 1% and grow it. And grow it and grow it.
Right. We surrender to God, that's why our growth will happen. Depend on God and what will happen. Internal expansion will happen. External difficulties, I do not know. We will have to make the effort, our best effort. After best effort, doctors are trying my health. After best effort, they say, we cannot do anything more. We will have to accept it. We go to doctor, doctor says that, oh, you have cancer. Oh, in this cancer, at this stage, we cannot do anything. We could go to another doctor for opinion. He also says, no hope. I cannot do anything. So we like, okay, then accept, okay, it will happen. Be bold. Yes, death will come. But what is that? Everyone will die. I will also die. Then become powerful. It's a health condition, but your condition, eviction and the other thing is a different thing. But internally you can be always thinking, I am protected by the divine. There is some force, I know or do not know, guiding me, holding me, like a lap, the divine, I am the child. So this faith should be always inside so that mind becomes strong. Otherwise the world is always trying to crush. The world always tries to crush us to dust. And this is the struggle of human soul, to conquer this and stand in the internal glory. It takes courage, it takes strength, it takes practice, it takes reminding ourselves again and again. We forget that. We think that I am the tiny, puny person only and no one is helping me. No, the Lord of the universe is behind me. I don't understand, but He is there. And it is not statement, false statement. All the saints and sages have declared that. Behind the one drop of ripple in the ocean, the infinite ocean is behind, is it not? One ripple, one wave, behind that the infinite ocean is sustaining, is it not? So us behind the infinite reality is protecting. Whether I know it or do not know it, it is there. You know it, you become strong. You don't know, you cry. Because I am the alone, I am getting crushed, I am getting lost. Yes, when it will be lost into the infinite. The idea of the ocean is very good. Ocean and ripple and bubble and all this, we are like little bubbles. Some may be little big wave. I may be tiny bubble, but behind me is the ocean and behind the big wave is also ocean. So go back to the ocean, then you are infinite. And look at the upside, you are tiny. You are crushed, you are killed, you are destroyed. So we have to focus where? Go down into the heart. But life's struggle is really, I do accept what you said and I understand that is very difficult. It is not so easy as I am talking about that. Life struggles are very hard and difficult. But what is the other way? There is no other way. This is the only way to get strength. Suffering is there. What can we do? We will have to conquer it. How? You cannot conquer the world. You have no power. But you can conquer yourself. I don't care. I don't mind for it. Let be so. Let go. Then you become powerful. Please come forward. There is a microphone. Come here.
I would like to thank you and report my position.
Closer.
I would like to report my position. I've let go of a lot of identity and a lot of identification with what I think is me. But yesterday, I seemed that I identified with some physical challenges and some other challenges, and it sort of grew. And I found my emotional life attached to that, and I got kind of lost in that periodically. But I was aware of that. And I spoke to someone that I care about, and I recognized the mistakes. And today, it's clear and quiet again and peaceful. And are these, you mentioned that Creator might be guiding this for me to learn, perhaps, that I'm identifying with form again and moving away from the connection of Source. And so, could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that is to be practiced again. I am off from myself, identifying with this. Oh, I understand that. Let me identify here. Now, this moment you feel the joy. Why am I looking at this side? Why not look this side? Why am I looking this side only? Take this side.
It's seductive, like the challenges or the physical.
Any challenges come,
It's very seductive.
Vedanta will always teach you that you are connected with the infinite. And look at that the source of your very existence. It's a dead body. It's talking, it is seeing because of the connection of the infinite. God, the consciousness. It is conscious, no? This consciousness of my hand moving, my mouth speaking, is a reflection of that infinite consciousness which is behind. So it is there already. Otherwise it should not do any function. It will be a dead body. So always I am connected. Let me remember. That we call, oh Lord, you are in my heart. Give me strength, give me guidance, give me protection. Direct my understanding so that I take right step. And I try to learn, ignore certain things. Why we give too much value to the world? Too much value to the opinion of a person. Too much value to little tidbit things what people are around doing us. Why not be strong? Why say, who is he? 8.4 billion people is there. What matters? 10 people blame me. There are 10 people who will love me. So be bold on this understanding. The huge amount of creation is here. I am only one tiny guy. I am thinking my problem. What is the problem?
So
Not think of little I, think of the big I.
So unlearn that information, or is it looking deeper into that source that you mean? Keep your eyes on that instead of...
That's why we meditate sometime. We try to really, I'm talking superficially, I can close my eyes and feel that in my heart there is a ocean of joy, ocean of love, ocean of consciousness, and I'm connected with that. To feel in touch with that. That's the yoga. Our subject was today, yoga means union. It is here, but I am not uniting here. I am uniting on the outside. Now turn every day, now and then, internally. Oh, I am not alone. Here is the infinite joy, infinite bliss as God. We call Christ, we call Buddha, we call Krishna, we call Ramakrishna. Or you can call infinite Satchidananda, Brahman, Atman, Self, whatever language you use it, but that power is here. And meditate on that and get the strength from there. Source is that. If you don't go to the fountain, you don't get the source.
Namaskar.
When bad things would happen to me, I lost my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost my connection with God when that happened, and it would really, people would try to comfort me and say, you know, everything happens for a reason. And he was only 3 months old when he passed, and so that would make me upset when people would say that, because I'm like, what reason is there for a 3-month-old baby to die? And so I lost my connection with God after that, and turned to other things to try to fill that hole that was there. And the only thing that brought me back was fully giving myself to God and finally kind of understanding that everything does happen for a reason. And so when I'm worried about financial stuff, relationship problems, I have to turn to God and just ask Him to guide me through stuff and pray. And I've been learning how to meditate. And I just, whenever I'm feeling uncomfortable about something, I just take myself back to God and recenter myself and just have full trust in Him, because you can't just kind of trust Him. You have to have your full trust that this is happening for a reason. And when you're in the midst of it, you kind of, for me, I lost myself in it because I didn't trust Him fully. And so when I put my faith totally into Him and started really trusting Him, I could see the other side of things, and that really helped me get through things.
Yeah, you never left God. When you thought that I don't, because that time you are saying, that indicates that you are connected with the God. When your nephew passed away, it's really a sad thing. Who can stop that? Who can stop any death of any person? Even the doctors, big doctors, surgeons, they are trying their best. Afterwards they say it is in God's hand. And we will die in one day, some earlier, some later. No? Some is earlier, some is later. Who will die when we do not know? The older person may live, continue. The child can die earlier. Child can continue, grandpa will pass away. So this life, birth, death, these are not in anyone's control. So it happens in life, and we don't want the physical separation, but it happens, but not separation from the soul. The soul is still there, soul can feel your prayers and everything, he can connect with that. So feeling that this separation is the physical body. Suppose we separate from our physical body when you dream every night. You in dream you are another body, no? This body remains in your bed. But you are in another body, you are talking to people, different world has been created. So this body we give up. In sleep, we give up this body. We get connected again when you wake up. So we are doing this every day. But it happens one day that it does not come back, that is called death. So we have to be little analytical in this way and accept the fact. Buddha, there was one lady lost her child, died. And naturally mother was so bitterly weeping and crying. He brought the baby, dead body to Buddha and said, Buddha, you please help. As Christ said, come out Lazarus, you do something so that he will be alive. Then he said, yes, I will do, mother. Plus you go and find some sesame seed. A few grains of sesame seed from your home, and only condition that bring that sesame seed, that will cure the baby to be alive, if they can say that there is nobody died in that family. Nobody died in that family. So the mother, out of love for the dead child, went door to door and door to door and door to door, asked, give me sesame seed. Everyone is eager to give. Then, but on condition, did anybody die in your home? Then everyone cried, no, my mother died, my sister died, somebody in the family died. And after that experience going round and round, the mother came back to Buddha, but I could not find any. Then that is the lesson. Buddha said, that is the fate. If someone will die early, someone will go, okay, what can we do? Rather you think life is transient. You can also die tomorrow. Make your way so that you can be enlightened. Thank you all. Good, you all came and we had some discussion.